A fantastic evening. I am so fired up. I'm so excited to share with you guys the information that we have here today. But welcome to another One Mission Mentorship call. For some of you guys, this may be your first one. We might have not have done this in a while, but I'm super excited to not only share with you the information that we have, but also to spit a couple of nuggets as well. But welcome to the call, everybody. I'm one of your hosts. My name is Jay Patno. For those that do not know me, I'm one of the leaders here at Akashex and My Daily Choice. 100K affiliate. I've been in the industry for the last 6, 7 years. 20, well, not 27 anymore, just turned 28 very recently. I'm getting up there. We're pushing towards the 30 mark, and I love it because I think about it. I've been in all of my 20s network marketing, and for all of my 20s, pretty much full time in network
Getting
marketing and
old,
trading.
buddy. Getting old.
We're getting up there, buddy. We're getting up there, but I love it because, it's cool to say that, I've spent a majority, I mean, pretty much all of my 20s being full time in this industry. And it's been the biggest blessing in the entire world. I was just thinking about it the other day. I said, man, I could have been doing so many other things, right? I could have had a job. I could have tried different entrepreneur ventures or whatever it is. And it has been the greatest blessing in the entire world to say that it has been this. Because not only is this something that you can reach like all of your financial goals and all the stuff that we teach and we preach, but in reality, you really get to design the lifestyle and the day on how you want it to be. When you wake up, the day is yours. My day is I wake up in the morning, I trade in the morning, I hit the gym, and then the rest of my day is helping other people reach their goals. And it is honestly the most rewarding thing in the world. And you become very close with some people maybe you never would have had a chance to get close with. And because of that, I'm extremely blessed and extremely grateful. And that's what these calls are for, is to teach you guys and help you guys do whatever we were able to do and cut that in half. Right. I was in the industry for 2 years before I hit my first six-figure mark. Right. And for me, I would love to teach you guys how to do that within a year. And so these calls, they're going to happen every single Tuesday. They used to happen every single Tuesday, but they are back on every single Tuesday, 7 p.m. CST. And these are designed to help you cut all of those goals that you want to do in a shorter period of time. So welcome back. And I have some awesome information I want to share with you guys before we even dive into the teachings and the mentorship and the mindset and all of that stuff. I have something that I am so excited. I've been keeping it under wraps for a while. Right? I've known about it for a while, but today we are finally able to announce it. And it is super exciting. So if you guys are ready to hear the news, let me see some sevens in the chat. Let me see some sevens in the chat. We say sevens in the chat. If you guys don't know, it's the angel numbers for, pretty much luck or right, like you're on the right path, the right journey, right place, right time. It has become my favorite numbers within the entire world. I'm actually gonna get it tattooed on my leg with this year. But if you guys are ready, if you guys are fired up, I want to announce to you guys what we are doing as a company. It has been released today. If you guys are excited to travel, if you guys have never traveled before, never been to this place, I hope you guys are as excited as I am when I release this. But we are traveling as a team. We have a team incentive trip coming up here. Let me make sure I can do this so I'm able to share my screen properly. And I will show you guys exactly what it is. I am so fired up. I don't know if you guys can see it on my face, but I've been smiling for like the last like 8 hours, honestly. But I want to share with you guys where we are headed. We are headed to for our team incentive trip, the entire company. We are going to none other than Tulum, Mexico. Tulum, Mexico. If you have never been there before, me and Josh, we have been there quite a few times, probably five at this point, but it is going to be insane, guys. This is incentive trips. I'll get into those and how they all work and what it has done for our lives. But to be able to spend time with the community, with the people that you see on Zoom, on phone calls, on text, that you spend so much time working with and grinding to your goals is an absolute blessing to be able to do it in time. And, we all work so hard. When you're in this industry and you're a leader and you're putting all the work and energy and time and effort into chasing your goals, this is what we do it for. To be able to not only, change our financial goals and help, people across the world, but to be able to celebrate together. And that's what we're going to be able to do here with Tulum, Mexico. And let me see really quick because my cursor isn't popping up. Let's go like this. Can you guys all see my screen? Can I see some thumbs up? Yes, see my screen? Okay, perfect. So let's go like this. So, what is an incentive trip? Well, an incentive trip is where you get to qualify in order to come to a trip. In this case, Tulum, Mexico. My very first incentive trip ever within the business. It was I had to get, I believe we had to get about we had to reach the income level of $2,000 a month, and we were able to go to Arizona, Scottsdale, Arizona, and it was amazing. It was time well spent with other people that were hustling, leaders getting to shake hands and rub elbows with people that are, living the dreams and lives that you strive for, making 10, 25,000, 50,000, $100,000 a month. And here's your opportunity right here to be able to do so. So, what are the qualifications for Tulum, Mexico? Well, let me just tell you guys. First off, it's 5 nights, 6 days, almost a week. And if you've never heard of Tulum or never been to Tulum, I want you to look it up after this because when you see it, you will get excited. It is so beautiful. Not only is it beautiful there, right? It is one of the most beautiful places in the world. Me and Josh talk about it. We say it's Miami in the jungle. Miami in the jungle, literally. It is beautiful, massive trees, beautiful people, amazing food, right? And I've been to Mexico probably 12 times in my life, and half of them have been here because that's how fun and that's how beautiful it is. But it is an all-inclusive resort. So if you've never been in an all-inclusive resort, everything is paid for. Your food, your drinks, everything is already paid for. When you get there, you can eat and drink as much juice as you want in the entire world. Everything on, you guys can see the beautiful resort that we will be staying at is absolutely insane. We will have a welcome party, a farewell party. We will be able to do tons and tons of stuff. I'm just trying to see why my cursor is not working at the moment. One second. Let me see if I can fix that. Let me stop sharing and then go like this, then reshare. And let's see, reshare. And then we go back to wherever the slides are. One second, guys. Sorry. It wasn't allowing me to see everything. But as you guys will get a chance to see here, Tulum, Mexico, right? It is a place where, as much as you, has anybody in here been to Mexico? Put 111 in chat if you've been to Mexico before. Because most people maybe have not been to Tulum, Mexico. Mexico and Tulum, Mexico, I'd say are a little bit too different of places, but along the way, it is such a beautiful experience to be a part of. Let me see, 111. Okay, some of you guys have actually been to Mexico here. Awesome. So let me come back here and show you guys exactly what it is that we're all so fired up about to go ahead and be able to head to. And so what's going to be included, right? You have the all-inclusive resort. Dinner with breathtaking views, activities. We're going to go snorkeling. We're going to do excursions. We're going to go ahead and get to hang out as a group, as a team, as a whole entire company. You're going to be able to meet Matt, Joey, Josh Weigel, Josh and I, if you've never got a chance to meet us in person, all the top leadership in the entire company. You're going to be able to pick their brain. Is this going to be fun? Is this going to be a vacation? Absolutely. But you have a chance to ask questions in person to people maybe you usually don't get a chance to go ahead and see. And so the qualification period is May 1st. So it already started all the way through June 30th. So we have roughly about 60 days to go ahead and crush these goals. And then the trip will take place on August 6th through August 11th of this year. So in about 90-ish days or so. And so we're going to be able to go to cenotes. If you've never been to a cenote, it's absolutely beautiful. Be able to snorkel, be able to hang out, be able to, kick back and celebrate, us crushing and grinding the entire summer. And so let me go ahead and go to the next one. So what do you need to do in order to qualify? Okay, so all you have to do to be able to qualify to go is hit the rank of 1K. And there we have to obviously pay the full price. But I will tell you, I've been to Tulum, Mexico. I've been to multiple all-inclusive resorts. The price that we're getting it for is second to none, right? Obviously, you guys know we have Dream Trips. Obviously, you guys know we are a company that has travel, but 1K to achieve or maintain 1K within any of the 2 months that are coming up, you'll have to pay $14.99 a person. If you go ahead and hit the rank of 1K, it gets cheaper, right? That's now where they pay for part of your trip to go ahead and go. So now it's going to be $9.99 a person. If you go ahead and maintain 10K, 750 to go. As you guys see, the higher rank you hit, the less money you will have to go ahead and pay. So what we already had planned on doing, crushing it, hitting ranks, crushing it for the entire summer, building residual passive income. We already planned on doing that, but obviously we're going to go ahead and get rewarded for it to go ahead and do so. 25Ks, $500 a person to go ahead and go. 50Ks, you achieve and hit the rank of 50K, you will get resort paid for two. 100K, you'll qualify to go get a resort paid for two, $500 airline credit, and 250K, you'll have the exact same, but you'll get $1,000 airline credit and private transfer from the airport as well. 500K, you'll qualify to go, get your resort paid for, $1,500 airport credit, private transfer, and a room upgrade to a suite, and then super affiliate, all the above and some. Guys, this is absolutely insane. I mean, the ability to be able to qualify one by just hitting 1K, which anybody can do within this entire world, right? If you put a little grit, determination, a little effort, a little work into it, you can go ahead and do the exact same. And so understand that whatever you want to go ahead and do, you can accomplish within this entire company, within this entire academy. But I want you guys to think about this. When I first got into the industry and I had my first incentive trip, when we looked at this, we said we were going to do whatever it took to be there. Whatever it took to be there. No matter what we had to do, we had to grind our face off to go ahead and qualify and come to these trips, because true industry legends, true leaders within the industry, they will tell you there has never been an incentive trip that they've missed. There has never been an incentive trip that was posted and Josh or I ever missed it. You want to know why? Because we made it our jobs, because we knew how fun it was. We knew how awesome it was going to be able to spend the time with not only our entire team, but other teams within the company, other leaders within the company, and get to learn from them and grow with them, and also just celebrate, how much fun, that it is, being within this industry. And so I want you guys, if you guys are excited, if you guys are fired up, if you're coming to Tulum, Mexico, I want you to go ahead and put some ones in the chat. If you are going to be there in Tulum, Mexico, I want to see some ones in the chat, guys. Let me go ahead and see some ones in the chat. Who's fired up? Who's ready?
Let's see that resort again, bro. Let's see what those resort pics look like.
Let's see the resort looks like again. Let's go ahead and do it. Let's go ahead and do it. Okay. I'll put that one more time. One more time. Let's go ahead and go. Let's go ahead and go. Let's go ahead and go right here. Boom! Look at that right there.
Buddy!
Come on now. Come on now. It's beautiful, guys. And you won't want to miss this experience. These are type of experiences that you get to cherish for the rest of your life. I mean, I still remember my first incentive trip. I still remember when they posted this type of trip, and I said, you know what? I have to be there. There was no way I was going to allow myself to not go ahead and accomplish these goals, guys. And so what I want you guys to go ahead and do is obviously get ready, because I know everybody on this call that wants to go is going to go ahead and make it. They're going to go ahead and make it happen. We're going to help you make it happen, guys. There's about 54, 60 days left roughly to go ahead and, go ahead and qualify. And so I want to talk about, what do you need to do in order to qualify for this trip? What do you need to do in order to qualify for the trip? I want you guys to make a goal, whatever goal you saw in there, whether it was hitting 1K, 5K, 10K, whatever goal it was that you need to do. And if you guys aren't taking notes right now, I need you to take notes. I want you guys to pull it out, because it is a proven fact that, we're going to talk about how we can go ahead and hit this, and what are going to be some of the steps leading up to it, to you accomplishing these goals, and not only yourself, but helping, other people hit it and enjoying their time as well. So if you don't have your notes taken out, go ahead and get them ready. But I want you guys, the very first thing I want you to do is whatever goal you saw in there, make a goal and write it down. Put it on a piece of paper. I will be the rank of 25K. Or I am, actually, you know what? Let's scratch that. I want you to write this. I am so happy and grateful now that I am the rank of 25K, 50K, 100K, 10K, whatever your goal is. So I am so happy and grateful now that I am the rank of X, Y, and Z by June 30th, 2024. June 30th, 2024. That's the end of the qualification period, guys. Write it down. Which one do you guys want to go ahead and accomplish? 2025. Yes, 2025. Write it down. That was in the past, We're already passing the goals, huh? But write it down. Whatever you guys want to go ahead and accomplish. And I want you guys to write down It is a 60-day sprint or a 54-day sprint, all out sprint. This is a 54-day run. You usually talk about 90-day runs and how they change the entire industry and complexion of however your income will be. But these are the life-changing moments. When you're able to hit these goals and go on these trips, the stuff that you learn on them just by being in proximity with people that vibrate at this type of frequency is everything. I remember, and we'll talk about what are some things, like Josh will talk about his experiences of sense of trips as well. But mine have always been amazing. It's been fantastic. So it's a 54-day sprint, all up massive action. Everything that you said you were going to do over the next 90 days, we're going to go ahead and do over the next 54 days. So I want you to write down all out massive action, all out massive action. And now the next thing I want you guys to write down is how many people are you going to reach out to? Because obviously we have to go hit ranks to do this. How many people are you going to reach out to? You have your goal. You have what you're going to go ahead and hit. Well, now you need to write, well, how many people are you going to reach out to on a daily basis? You have to be consistent. If you want to actually hit this, you have to be consistent. So how many people are you going to reach out to on a daily basis? How many people are you going to show the plan to? How many people are you going to show the opportunity to on a daily basis? How many people are you going to follow up with on a daily basis? Because you have to make a plan in order to hit this. You have to make a plan. And that's what we're doing here. And so the other one that I want you guys, and this is honestly might be the most important of all of it, is how many people on your team are going to qualify for this trip as well? How many people are you going to have personally that you have in your team, your organization, are going to go ahead and be on this trip to Tulum, Mexico? I want thousands. I want us to pack out the whole entire resort just with us, guys. So how many people are you going to go ahead and have? And I want you to write down that number. Think of the number, write it down. Have this down. You need a detailed plan. So, man, I'm so excited, guys. I wish I could. If you want to go check out Tulum and how awesome it is, go to my Instagram or go to Josh's Instagram. It's in our story highlights. Google it. Whatever you have to do, I promise you, it'll fire up. It's a place of beauty. It's a place of magic. And so that's the Tulum trip, guys. It's going to be absolutely insane. And so we're going to go over a couple of different ways and how you can hit this, how you can go ahead and smash all of your goals. But I just know if you want to make it happen, you will go ahead and make it happen. If you want to get your whole entire trip covered for, you will make it happen. If you want to qualify, you will make it happen. And you know how we're going to go ahead and make it happen? We're going to go ahead and get a head start right now to help you guys out this Thursday. I'm going to go ahead and share with you guys this Thursday. You're going to go ahead and we have a presentation that Josh and I are going to go ahead and host. An official Tap the Trade presentation. I want you guys to take this. We'll send it in the chats. It is down 8 p.m. this Thursday. So you have a little bit you have 2 days, right? 2 days to invite for this. I want you guys to make a goal number of how many people you're going to go ahead and get on this call. Josh and I are going to go over the whole entire presentation. We're going to go over what Koshix is, how Tap Trade works. We're going to share with them our experience and help you go ahead and get them started. You need to make a goal. I would say your goal is to have 50 people minimum on this call. You should make a goal for 50 people minimum. You should invite 200 people to this call on Thursday because this is how you're going to go fast. Obviously, you have 54 days, but the days go by quick. So why not condense all the time? If you're going to go ahead and talk to 54 people over the course of this next month or 2 months, why not go ahead and get it all done by Thursday? By Thursday, guys. We can go ahead and collapse timeframes and get you qualified this week and then get more money taken off this week. We can go ahead and crush all the goals that you wanted to crush maybe by the end of the summer within the next 54 days. And so I'm fired up. We're going to drop the registration link for all of it into the chats so you can have it. Make sure you have all of your people registered. Make sure they're all registered. That's the only way they're going to be able to do it, but make sure they register for this call and let's pack it out. Let's go ahead and get your qualifications done right away. Let's go ahead and get this money off right away. Let's go ahead and make sure you don't have anything to worry about. Let's do everything we need to do in order to go ahead and have massive success. And so the next thing I want you guys to do, if you're serious about coming to this trip to Tulum, Mexico, qualifying for this incentive trip, I want you to text your leader, the person that is your leader in your organization. I want you to text them right now the word Tulum, so they know you're serious, so they can do whatever they need to do to help you have success. Text them right now. I want you guys to stop for 10 seconds, 15 seconds. Get out your phones, get out whatever you need to do. Text your leader and text them Tulum. If you don't know how to spell it, I'll drop it in the chat, but it's okay. You don't need to know how to spell it. I know how to spell it, and I was there when I was there the first time. So Drop it in there. Text your leader to Loom so they can know to help you. So they can know that you're serious and that you want to do everything it takes to go ahead and crush this incentive. Great leaders never miss an incentive. If you want to be a legend in this industry, you won't miss it. I promise you. And I promise you it'll be worth it every single moment that we are going and be there. And so text your leaders, say to Loom. And so one last thing I want to mention before passing it over to our next speaker is we obviously have Tulum in August. That is going to be a celebration. That's going to be an incentive trip. You can get everything covered for that. But we also have an event in Fort Lauderdale, Florida, Miami, Florida, in July 12th, right? July 12th. I want to share with you guys the event really quickly and how important it is. In my career, there's two things. Like I said, first off, I said I never missed incentive trips, but also I never missed events either. I made sure I attended every single event. And what are events for, guys? Events are for collapsing time frames when it comes to the business. If you want to go ahead and become a six-figure earner, I've never met a six-figure earner that did not attend events, right? It's just a simple and plain. When we first got into this industry, we had no idea what we were doing. We were 2 months in, and they said, hey, you have to come to Las Vegas. Well, guess what? We were 20, 21 years old, broke college kids, had no idea what we were doing. And we're like, why should we go to this event? And all our mentor said is if you want to become a legend in this industry, you don't miss these. If you miss these, you won't win fast. You can still win, but you won't win fast. Events are designed to cut your learning curve in half. Your learning curve in half. It'll take the phrase is it'll take a year's worth of learning and information and condense it into one day. You'll be able to skip time frames, collapse time frames. They say this is a 3 to 5 year plan to financial freedom. Well, within 2 years, I was able to hit the six-figure income mark, right? Same thing with Josh. And it was because we attended every single event. We went to every single incentive trip. We made sure we had to do what we had to do because we understood that this is university for passive income. You're not going to go ahead, if you go ahead and pay for school, you're not going to usually ace all the tests without going and studying any type of stuff, right? So understand, we are going to Florida, Fort Lauderdale, Florida, guys. It is a event on the 12th of July. We already have a Telegram group. If you bought your tickets, it's $149, but you can purchase brand bucks. Only have to pay $99. You can purchase brand bucks off the website, or if you go ahead and hit the rank of 1K, usually you can spin the wheel and win some sort of brand bucks, but purchase your Fort Lauderdale ticket, guys. And when you do, text your leader and say, hey, I have my ticket. We'll add you into, we have a special Telegram group. We're going to be coordinating hotels. We're going to be coordinating Airbnbs. We're going to be coordinating, the ways to make it the cheapest cost possible for everybody. But for $99 for a ticket, that is cheap, guys. In comparison to all the stuff that you're going to go ahead and be able to learn. You're going to get to learn from not just six-figure earners, seven-figure earners, eight-figure earners, people that have 5, 10, 15, 20 years of experience in this industry. You talk about, like a master class. This will be a master class. Trading, everything possible will be talked about. What is brand bucks? Well, it's the company's currency, right? So you can just go on here, ask your leader how to purchase brand bucks, or to ask them if you want to go ahead and purchase, tell them you want to purchase a ticket for Florida, and they'll help you walk you through it. Okay. But I wouldn't miss it. Like I said, I was 2 months in, had no money. You know what I did? I'm not recommending it to anybody. I threw it on a credit card. Said, you know what? At the end of the day, am I really going to regret this a year from now, 2 years from now? But what I would have regretted was not going, because the information that I learned, the people that I met, the mindset shift that I had just being in a room of 1,000, 2,000, 3,000 people, all with similar goals and ambitions, and telling myself, man, everybody here is fired up for the same goal. I better be the one that goes and hits it. That's what we made. We made the decision right there. Made that decision and changed my life for the better. And obviously it's been 6 years since. So it's been obviously a super blessing, guys. And so that's what I wanted to touch on as far as Florida, Tulum. Make sure you text your leader. Tell them it's time to go. If you do get your ticket, make sure you get added into our special Telegram group. We'll be coordinating everything. We'll have some pretty cool stuff that will come out as far as stuff in Florida as well. We're going to be doing yachts. We're going to be doing private dinners. We'll come out with more stuff as we go, but we obviously like to have fun and learn and win at a high level. And so what I'm going to go ahead and do now, guys, is pass it to somebody that if you haven't been taking notes yet, well, you got to now. Like, you need to. Because if you truly want to win at a high level, this is the guy to hear from. Some of you guys may know him, some of you guys may not, but I'd be super surprised if you didn't. This is the man that is the mentor of mentors. He is the one that can teach you how to go six figures. He's the one that can teach you how to achieve all of your wildest goals. And he's been doing it, for years now. He is someone that can teach you the exact blueprint on how to be successful within this industry. And you need to listen, right? And so, with no more further ado, I'm proud to introduce my brother, business partner, and best friend, Joshua Amundson. Take it away, crush it as you always do. Let's keep winning.
Hey, well, I appreciate it. I will go ahead and replace the spotlight. But guys, drop some ones in the chat for Jay, man. He got me fired up on this call. Let's go. Let's blow that chat up with some ones. Jay, I appreciate you a ton, man. I'm super, super excited to go on this Tulum incentive trip, man. I'm excited to go to the Florida, obviously regional Akashex event. And I remember when we were 20 years old and we first got started in this business, we were contemplating 3 months in. We were just 3 months in. We're still in college. My grades weren't very good, right? I was just trying to graduate, get out of there so we could run the business up. And we were contemplating it. And I'm so glad that we went to the company event because if we didn't go, we would have quit. We literally would be working jobs right now, or we'd be doing door-to-door sales or something like that. So I'm just super grateful that we went. And I'm super excited to see every single person on this call go to that Florida event as well. I never want anyone here to look at those trips as a vacation. Okay. Most people that get into business have never taken a business trip before, and that's okay, right? Most people have never taken a business trip, right? Yes, we're going to have fun. There's going to be yachts, private dinners, private masterminds at mansion Airbnbs. It's going to be a great time. You're going to be surrounded by people making 6, 7 figures a month, right? But you know, what you learn on these business trips is invaluable. It changes your entire life. They say at big events, you create big decisions, right? When we went to our first event, we looked at each other like, we're going to go do this thing. This is insane. So, super appreciate you, Jay, but I'll go ahead and dive into some information as well, ladies and gentlemen. If you don't know who I am, my name is Josh Amundson. Some of you might have seen me in some videos on an onboarding system, right? I hope you had fun listening to me for about an hour. Good time, right? But I'm super excited to be on this call. It's a pleasure to be on here speaking to each and every single one of you, right? It's not a right that we have to do this. It's a privilege, right? And so we're super, grateful to be on here speaking with every single one of you because you never know who you're talking to. We never know when we're talking to who we were at 20 years old, right? It doesn't matter what age you are, but you never know who you're talking to. The next 5K a month earner, the next 100K a month earner, the next top earner in this entire industry that takes the whole industry by a whirl, right? And so it's super awesome to get on here and just connect with people. If you guys are really dialed in on this meeting, I'm going to share some important stuff with you, right? We host these calls every single Tuesday at 7 p.m. Central Time, okay? This is a business, right? But we're all obviously going to become friends. We help each other. We help push, right? You can always ask questions and stuff. But I want you to understand that this call is business hours, right? I started this journey 7 years ago, right? I've been doing it full time for 7 years now. Last time I had a job was 2018. I'm 27 years old, right? When I started this business, right? I didn't know what it meant to be a business owner. When I started being a business owner, I was like, I'm a business owner. I was like, started sleeping in, started slacking off, started going out, fooling around, not taking it serious because nobody could fire me. Nobody could tell me what I had to do. I was a business owner, right? What I had to do was I had to change my mindset into I have to treat this like a job until I know what it means to be a business owner. So what I did was I built a schedule. What if this was a job, what would my daily methods of operation be? What would my schedule look like? If I didn't do this schedule, I would get fired and lose this opportunity of potentially making millions of dollars and help my family travel them around the world, right? So understand this call has to be a part of your weekly business hours. It has to be. Never book presentation calls over this. Never book trading calls over this. Always attend these calls and teach your team the exact same thing. Okay. It's these types of calls that made me and Jay go to the next level, right? So let's go ahead and get into some stuff. I just want to say I'm super proud of each and every single person on this call that's been hustling, having late nights, early mornings, been dialed in, focused. Maybe that's not you on this call. Maybe you're thinking to yourself, man, I haven't been doing anything, right? It's okay. You can change that. But if you stay in that same frequency, if you stay not doing a lot of stuff, don't ever expect to make a lot of money in this opportunity. The mass amount of money in this opportunity is reserved for people that go all in. Okay. It doesn't matter if you went to door-to-door sales, if you did life insurance, if you do a financial advisor, if you anything that's based off performance. You can't expect in any industry for you to become a legend, for you to make tons of money, be able to retire your parents, take your kids around the world, bring them to any college they want, do whatever you want when you want. You can't expect that if you're not someone that's all in. Okay. You won't learn everything you need to know overnight. Of course not. Right. Me and Jay didn't know everything we needed to know overnight, but we kept showing up to this call. We kept pushing the needle forward every single day. So I just want to say I'm super proud of everyone that has been dialed in. This is going to be a weekly call. We're going to have 10Ks, possibly 25Ks and above speak on this call too. So, for an example, if you go out and crush it, you're going to be teaching not just your team, but other people's teams as well. And it's going to continue to grow and grow every single week. So I'm super, super excited for that. But I want to, kind of break this down a little bit. Obviously, ladies and gentlemen, every single person that's in this company, they're either a customer or they're an affiliate, right? Customers just use the products and services, which are amazing, by the way. I love Tap the Trade. I love the live sessions. And that's why I spent $60,000 on a college education and never used it. And I've been doing this full time the whole time. It's because I love it, right? It's the best thing in the world. So there's customers, obviously, products and services, learning how to trade, learning how to multiply your money. But then there's also affiliates, which are using the products and services as well. Same thing, trading as well, but they're also getting residual passive income. Guess which one makes you more money? Obviously, being an affiliate and a customer. Maximizing this opportunity for everything that you can inside of it. That's what me and Jay did. Me and Jay were like, we want to become millionaires as fast as we possibly can, as young as we possibly can from when we're starting the business. Okay. That was our goal, right? We're just trying to get the job done because we want to retire our parents. I want to take my family on private jets around the world, show them all the coolest places that I've been to, right? I've been to over 20 countries around the world, met hundreds of thousands of people. I want to be able to take my family on those experiences too and get their back in case they're ever in a financial struggle. So that's why I maximize this opportunity. That's why I help people go crush their goals, because there's a lot of fulfillment of it in it. Okay, now I want you guys to write this down. Okay, there are 4 skills if you do want to go out and achieve this Tulum incentive. If you want to go out and be able to scale a business, scale an organization that pays you forever, right? For work that you do one time, it's 4 skills that you need to study every single day. Okay. This is literally the only personal development that I do for this business. Okay. If you're wondering, like, what do I study so I can get better in this business? It's these 4 skills. Number 1 is communication. Okay, your ability to communicate, to talk to prospects, to talk to team members, to talk to leaders, to talk to anyone, right? Communication. Number 2 is leadership. Leadership is your ability to bring a person from point A to point B. It's your ability to help someone accomplish something they didn't know they could do. So number 1, communication. Number 2, leadership. Number 3 is mindset/belief. I truly believe the reason 99% of people fail in trading, not saying that's a statistic, but out of all the people who do fail in trading and also building this business, it's because of a lack of mindset. It's a low level of belief. I think that's such an important skill that you need to study. You need to get rhino skin. You got to get tough. You cannot be weak in this business, right? I didn't start off tough. I didn't start off having a bulletproof mindset. I showed up to these calls. I did personal development, and eventually I got stronger mentally. You have to be strong mentally to make it in trading. You have to be strong mentally to make it. And obviously, this business, the industry, network marketing, you have to be strong. You got to be strong to make it to the top 1% in any industry. Okay. So mindset/belief. And the last one, number 4, is network marketing. Network marketing is a skill set, ladies and gentlemen. Okay. This is, I believe the definition of network marketing is your ability to have a large group of people do a few small tasks every day. Okay. It's your ability to have a large group of people do a few small tasks every day. That's all network marketing is. Now, there's a lot of stuff you can learn with network marketing. We have systems like iPad, Invite, Present, Enroll, Train. And we're going to share with you guys a new series that we just dropped where we're literally just telling you what are the key components that me and Jay learned. And you guys can go through it and then apply it to your business. Okay. So we're going to share that at the end of this call. But those are the 4 skills that I study every single day. Does anybody know what my favorite skill to study is now that, I kind of have developed and accomplished some stuff? Can you guys guess out of those 4 skills? What's my favorite one to study? Can anyone put it in the chat? Okay, I see mindset, leadership, mindset. My favorite skill, ladies and gentlemen, now that I've gotten to where I am right now, is leadership. Leadership is the most important skill in my eyes once you accomplish the other ones. Once you get better at the other ones, your ability to communicate, your ability to have a good mindset, your ability to understand network marketing, it's leadership. That's what moves the needle forward. That's the world needs more leaders. Your family needs leaders. Your friends need leaders. This company needs leaders. This industry needs leaders. I believe leadership is the most important quality ever. So these calls are going to help you get better at all 4 of those areas, right? But obviously, we usually do these calls within an hour. We can't give you all the game right away, but you go hit the 1K rank, you go hit the 5K rank. I have no problem with getting on a private call for an entire hour to tell you as much stuff as I can, even on a weekly basis, okay? So these calls are essentially mandatory. Jay talked about it. This is a 3 to 5 year plan to never work a job again. This is a 3 to 5 year plan to financial freedom. I was 20 years old, ladies and gentlemen. It was my last semester of college. I said no to this business. I saw it. Some guy on Instagram told me to get on a Zoom call. It was my last semester. And after the presentation, I said no. I was like, I'm good. This doesn't even look real at all, right? I don't believe this. I thought it was a scam. I thought it was stupid. And then I go over to Jay's house, right? Because we've been friends for about 10 years now. And he's like, I'm already doing that. And I was like, what? I was like, no way. I had a couple $100 to spare. I got started and changed my entire life. Okay. So understand, when I got started, I was told 3 to 5 years, you'll never work a job again. It's true, but you have to work your plan and plan your work. It's not just, hey, have an active subscription for 3 to 5 years, and then in 3 to 5 years, you'll never work a job again. It's when you get started, stay plugged in, attend these calls, host your own calls, show up, be a leader, help people, guide your team, right? And in 3 to 5 years, you bet your bottom dollar you won't. Okay. So it's a 3 to 5 year plan. It took me and Jay 2. And like Jay said, I believe it could take you guys 1 to 2. Okay. Now, this business, okay, is 99% spiritual. All right. It's 99% spiritual and it's 1% physical. I'm going to break this down to you. Spiritual, right? Belief system. Do you believe you can become a 6 or 7 figure earner where money is smacking your account every single week? You're taking withdrawals on a monthly basis, right? Belief system, consistency, right? This has to do with your mindset. This has to do with spirituality, okay? Consistency and commitment. 1% of this business is physical. What are we really doing here? We're talking to each other and we're clicking buttons on a screen, a keyboard. Physically, this is the easiest thing in the world. Texting, right? Sending a voice message, trading, looking at charts. Physically, this is so easy. I've worked blue collar jobs. I've taken apart machines, cut metal, scrapped it. I painted houses. I cleaned cars. I did a lot of different blue collar jobs. And I'll tell you what, I choose using my brain every single day. Okay, that's just me personally, right? But you're going to have to go on a spiritual journey to rewire your belief system. You have to start telling yourself, I deserve this. I deserve it, and back it up with action. Okay. Now, your goal in this business, right? Here's your goal. Build a strong, positive mental attitude. I want you guys to write down this goal. Build a strong, positive mental attitude. Here's a hint for you, ladies and gentlemen. People do not like working with negative people. People only want to work with pleasant people. Now, what is required of that is we all have to have the same common goal of building a strong, positive mental attitude. Okay. Your first text to your mentor in the morning should never be something negative. Okay. I learned that in my first year of the business. Never send a negative text message to someone to start their day off. Okay. Always send something positive, and then you could ask your question. All right. The goal, ladies and gentlemen, is build a strong, positive mental attitude. Okay. That's your goal in this business. Now, number one, I want to talk to you about this. Okay. You can go and reach a six-figure income in this business off of pure grit. Okay. You truly can, but you just have to be a workaholic. You got to be a maniac, but you can go get it done. I've seen plenty of people do it. Right. But I want to talk about number one is how to handle rejection in network marketing. Okay. I want to talk about handling rejection. All right. It's impossible to, go in this business without rejection. Okay. It's impossible to do this business without getting rejection. It doesn't matter what business you're going to do, you're going to get rejection. Okay. Even like, let's say for an example, let's say the best presenter in the world, the best closer in the world, let's say they get one out of every three people signed up that they talk to. Okay, that's great, by the way. If you can have one out of every three, that's phenomenal numbers. Okay, even them, they're still getting rejected two out of three times, right? That's they're getting rejected over 50% of the time with that same statistic, right? Now, most people get more no's than that in terms of percentage standpoint. When you start off, you're going to get a lot of no's. Okay, I got thousands of no's over the years. Thousands of no's. Who's ever had someone say no to them on joining this business? Drop a one in the chat. Ozzy's like, buddy, me right here. I've had many, many, many no's. But guess what? Okay, this is what I want to talk to you about. Obviously, when we get paid is when somebody happens to join a Koshex. That's great. And you get to go on a journey and help them win. Never celebrate like it's a touchdown when someone joins. That's the easy part. Think about it. You joined, right? You don't want to celebrate when someone joins like it's a touchdown. Like, yes, I won. I did it. Your goal is to help them win once they join. That's the touchdown. Help your team get rich. Help your team make money. Okay. That's the touchdown. So I want to talk to you guys about this. Okay. Here's my logic on rejection. All right. If it's impossible to get all yeses, okay, let's say, it's impossible, right? If it's impossible to get all yeses, meaning that it's impossible to get a yes without getting no's, right? And yeses are what we're paid for. Okay. So if it's impossible to get all yeses, meaning it's impossible to get a yes without getting no's, and obviously yeses are what we're paid for, then in essence, you also get paid for the no's. Exactly. Landon said it in the chat. You also get paid for the no's. You get paid to tell people no. I want to put this in an example for you, okay? Imagine, 10 you prospected 10 people, this week, okay? And I'm going to share my calculator on the screen real quick, okay? Let's say you prospected 10 people this week, okay? So 10 people were prospected this week. And let's say you had two of them get on a yearly package. You made $400 in commissions off of two people saying yes, right? Now your goal is to help them win, by the way. Like I said, don't celebrate someone getting started like it's a touchdown. It's a first down. The touchdown is them winning, okay? But check this out. If you had two yeses and 8 no's, let's divide the total amount of money divided by how many people you talked to. 10. You got paid $40 a person, whether they said yes or no. That's my logic. I rewired my brain to think like that. So I wasn't so offended by no's anymore. When I start hearing no's, I think cha-ching, because I'm one step closer to finding another yes. You can't avoid the rejection. You can't avoid the no's, but you go through them to find the yeses. And then that's how I look at it. We get paid obviously to get told no. So I rewired my brain years ago. I've been doing this for 7 years, ladies and gentlemen. Okay. I'm going to put that in perspective for you. All right. 7 years is 2,555 days. All right. Some of you have seen this before. I'm not going to go pull it up, but sometimes I hold up all the notebooks I've ever had from this business, and it's about this tall. Okay. So just be patient with your journey. Understand that you will win if you just stay consistent. You'll win if you ask a lot of questions and then take the answer and go run with it. Right. So I rewired my brain years ago, realizing that the only way I'm going to get a lot of yeses is if I'm going to get even more no's. So I accepted the no's. I was like, let's go. Right. Because I wanted to get a lot of yeses. And then I realized I also get paid for the no's. Okay. So hopefully that makes sense. If someone says, I don't have time, I don't have money, I got to think about it. If someone's like, this isn't for me, like I said, I'm thinking cha-ching because I'm getting closer to another yes. That's what I realized years and years ago, ladies and gentlemen. Okay. Uh, I I just made, obviously I think to myself, I just made money because it's closer to moving me to a yes. I always think that to myself. So if you can rewire your brain just a little bit, just enough to realize you're getting paid for the nose as well, then you'll stop trying to avoid the nose. A lot of people don't take action, they don't build a business because they're trying to avoid the nose. Just go through them, go through the nose, and you will find the people that you're looking for. Does that make sense, ladies and gentlemen? Drop a 3 in the chat if that makes sense. What I'm trying to tell you is going to allow you to continue your journey, and you have to rewire your brain, okay? So stop trying to avoid the nose. In fact, this is one of the biggest reasons that people quit this industry, not trading, but obviously, the business side, is because they hate rejection. Rejection hurts. I understand it, but you have to rewire your brain to think about it differently. You're getting paid no. What if I told you this? Hey, Keith or Ozzy or Michelle or Annalise, every single no you get, I'm going to give you $5. Every single yes you give, I'm going to give you $10. You would go crazy probably and just hit up everyone because it didn't matter. It didn't matter, right? That's how I rewire my brain. I thought about that and I just, I changed my entire mindset. Okay. So the second thing about that is, I want to tell you as you're on your journey, you got to keep your dream in front of you at all times. Okay. You have to keep your dream in front of you at all times. I believe the key to success in life is desire. Okay. You have to desire something. You have to desire something more than just money in your bank account. You got to desire helping your family financially, taking them on trips, seeing the entire world. You have to desire retiring your parents. You have to desire paying off medical debt for a really important person. You have to desire putting your kids through college, whatever the case may be. The key to winning is having massive desire. Okay. The key to having a lot of desire is by having dreams. Jay talks about it a lot, but he says when people graduate high school, when people graduate college and they go into the workforce, they stop dreaming. School, traditional school, ladies and gentlemen, does not want us to be creative. No matter what they say, they really don't want you to thinking outside the box, drawing outside the lines. When you start a business like this, you have no cap. You can do and accomplish and achieve whatever you want inside this business. We can start dreaming again. So what I want you to do, ladies and gentlemen, is I want you to build a vision board. I want you to put pictures of the car you want, the home you want, the state you want to live in, the size of your bank account. I want you to put this in front of you. That's what I mean by keep your dreams in front of you. You got to look at this stuff every day. Matt talked about this, but Matt Thayer, when you look at this stuff every day, it makes you feel a certain way. When you feel a certain way, you take certain actions. And when you take certain actions, you get your results. So it's important to be seeing these things every single day. So create a vision board. I dreamed about being able to travel the world where time and money didn't necessarily matter. Right? That's what I wanted to do since I was very young. And that's what we have been doing. And it was the reason I've been able to accomplish that is because I was willing to get enough rejection. I wanted my goal that was in front of me, my dream that was in front of me so bad that I was willing to go through that rejection. Now I rewired the way I thought about it to make it easier. Okay, so hopefully that's making sense, right? And so keep your dreams in front of you and realize that you get paid for the no's just as much as you're getting paid for the yeses. Okay, and we'll see each other on the beaches around the world. How about that, right? So I want to talk to you guys about one more thing real quick, okay? I know it's about to be 8 o'clock in about 2 minutes. Hopefully you guys are getting some value. We have a lot of amazing things over the following weeks that we're going to be releasing, but I just want to talk about this real quick, okay? Number two that I'm going to kind of cover today. Number one was how to deal with rejection in network marketing. Number two is how to be a great mentor. Okay. How do you become a great mentor? One of the first quotes I ever heard when I joined, because I hit up Joey Wilson and Matthew Thayer, which most of you probably know who they are. They're six-figure a month earners in this business. They're the top rank in the company, and they live here in Minnesota. And I met them when they were making $5,000 a month. Okay. But one of the quotes I told Joey, because I hit him up and I was like, dude, I'm going to be one of your top earners. I'm going to go out and crush it. I don't care what's in my way. I will never stop. I'll never quit. I'll do whatever it takes. Joey looked at me and he goes, I'm deaf in this industry. I can't hear a thing you're saying. He goes, I can only see. He goes, show me. Show me. He goes, stop telling me. Right. So what was I trying to do? I was trying to choose my mentor right away. But here's a quote that he told me. The student doesn't choose the mentor. The mentor appears when the student's ready. The student does not choose the mentor. The mentor appears when the student's ready. I struggled for years before I really understood this. I struggled for years before I actually got to the income I wanted to be at, right? And what I realized is I had to go earn it. I had to go win. I had to go put in the work. I had to look at everyone else that was around me when I got started in this business. We're all friends. We're all here together. You guys should work together, collaborate, find accountability partners. But I had to get a little competitive. I was like, you know what? I see how much work this leader, this person, this person is doing right now. I'm going to go try to outwork everyone around me because I wanted that mentorship. I wanted a 7-figure earner to personally mentor me. He was a 6-figure earner at the time. I was willing to do whatever it takes. Okay. So part of your journey, I want you to realize is it's not so much about the how to's. This is such an important lesson I'm about to teach you guys. So I hope you write this down. It is not so much about the how to's, right? If how to's were enough, everybody would be skinny, happy, and rich. If how to's were enough, we've all seen a bajillion videos online on how to lose weight, how to make money, and how to be happy. How to's aren't always enough. Okay. It's about the person, ladies and gentlemen. How to's are not enough. It's about the person. Okay, let me give you an example. Okay, there's been times where I've been mentoring people. I've given them everything. I've given them every script, every tool, every mindset key, every process. I've given them everything, right? And they still struggled. I gave them everything and they still struggled, right? And it made them frustrated and it made me frustrated. We were both frustrated. We're like, what's going on here? Okay, this is early in my journey. And what I realized is I could give the best person at this business the worst script. I could give them the worst advice. I could give them the worst tools, the worst everything, and they would still see success. You see, it's all internal. Okay, it's all an inner game. Right? You could get the best possible script and advice to someone and they could still struggle. You could give the worst possible advice and script and ideas and everything to someone and they would win. It's all an internal journey. That's why we have to do personal development. We need to sharpen our axe together as a team. We need to become the leaders that are able to have success with the tools and resources provided. Okay. And here's what I'll tell you about this. It's all an inner game. And we're about to wrap up here soon, ladies and gentlemen, but I really want to tell you this. It's all an inner game. Okay. If you're having challenges in the outside world, okay, if you're having challenges in the outside world, it's usually because you're having challenges in the inside world. Okay. So we have to get the inside world right. And how do we do that? We study the 4 skills. We study communication, leadership, mindset / belief, network marketing. There's other personal development you can study as well. Of course, happiness, fulfillment, all that. There's lots of ones. I'm talking about this business though. Usually when things aren't going right out here, It's because things are not going right in here. Okay. So that's why, this is the strategy I've used and implemented. I started seeing really, really big results with this. But when somebody comes to me and I've given them the how-tos, right? I still teach them always. If you guys have been on a call with me on a one-on-one, right? And you can always reach out to me. I love talking to everyone. If you've been on a call with me, I provide a lot of how-tos. Okay. But when the how-tos aren't working still, this is advanced stuff. This is what I do. When the how-tos aren't working, you guys ready? I give them audios and books to listen to and read. It's advanced stuff, right? I hand over tools for them to grow what's going on in here, to fix, to develop. I help them solve their internal problems by giving them audios and books. Who here has listened to Eric Worre's GoPro 7 Steps audio? Drop a one in the chat. If you listen to Eric Worre's GoPro 7 Steps to Becoming a Network Marketing Professional, okay, put a one inside of the chat. Well, that is the very first audio I was ever handed in this business, and it changed my entire life. I asked my mentor, the guy who got me started, how do I go out and build this business? How do I go out and do this? Guess what he did? He just gave me that audio. It's much, much easier to use tools and resources to help your team learn because one, you see who actually is willing and who actually wants it by who goes through it. If they don't go through it, they don't really want it and they're never actually going to become what they say they want. Okay, so it's a great way to sort people. But two, you're leveraging these tools and audios to teach people, right? So it changes them when they it's Eric Worre. So someone put it in the chat. Anybody? Por favor. Eric Worre, GoPro, 7 Steps to Becoming a Network Marketing Professional. Okay. When you give audios and books to people, it changes them as a person. It changes internally, so their external changes. Does that make sense, guys? Here, I'll break this down to you, okay? For an example, okay? This is super important, all right? Now, if somebody comes to me with a victim mentality, if somebody comes to me with a belief system problem, a communication problem, a leadership problem, a sales problem, any problem, the thing is, I can give them tools and resources and audios and books that will help them solve that problem. Now, I will tell you this. You need to listen to audios yourself. You need to be very well read and you need to listen to a lot of audios. So when your team comes to you with issues, you know exactly which audio to give them. There's leaders on this call that know what I'm talking about. When we do a one-on-one, when we talk together about any issues, I know exactly what audio you need to listen to. I know what to give you because I had to go listen to them as well. So 30 minutes of personal development a day is the goal for everyone on this call. We all need to get sharper so we can give these audios to people who are going through the same internal issues. Okay. So bottom line for this business, ladies and gentlemen, I'll say this, we'll end it out. The power of a decision is insane. Okay. Nothing happens until you decide. Nothing will happen for your business until you make a decision. You have to stop dabbling, stop being 1 foot in, 1 foot out, and you literally have to decide to lead and get it done. You have to make a decision. You will never accomplish anything worthwhile if you're 1 foot in, 1 foot out, dabbling. You have to quit it all and you have to go all in to really make something out of this. Okay. And it's totally worth it. I mean, I wish I could share the feeling with you of what it's like to go all in. Yeah, it's crazy, right? But on the other side, it's amazing. So understand too, leadership is not a rank. Leadership is a skill. Okay. You don't have to hit a certain rank to be a leader. Leadership is a skill, not a rank. Everyone here, for being on this call for an hour and 7 minutes now, you're a leader. 100%. How many people are in the Wi-Fi Money Telegram group, all these different group chats, the One Mission chat? Okay. This is where the leaders are created. This is where the leaders come to share and collaborate, right? And so last thing I'll say to you guys is eliminate all the distractions in your life. If it's not serving you, if it's not pushing you closer to your goals, get rid of it, okay? Because I promise you, it's just going to take longer to hit your goals. Any negative people, okay? Anything that's a time waster, TV, Xbox, partying, going out, guys, girls, whatever it is, get rid of it for a period of time. 3 to 5 years. Just get rid of it. Eventually, you can have it back if you want, but I promise your life will change. Okay. So, last thing I'll say to you, ladies and gentlemen, if you want more direct understanding of a lot of stuff that me and Jay use to go out and crush a 6-figure rank in 2 years, okay, right here on the link tree that a lot of you know in the affiliate training series. Okay. We just put this together. We're still editing a couple things, but if you guys go to it, we laid out 8 videos of what me and Jay sat down. We're like, what is like the 8 most important things that people need to know? Okay. So obviously it's, it's a welcome video, Eric Worre's GoPro audio. That right there will change your entire life. You have to start with that. And then obviously we talking about building your list. We get into iPet. This is a 4-step system that we've used for 6 years. It changed our entire life. The process of inviting, presenting, enrolling, training, and your daily methods of operation. Below these videos, ladies and gentlemen, there is also, text below each of these videos. So just make sure that when you're going through here, you can check out what is below the videos. But we're gonna actually create a certificate for every single person who goes through that, a certificate will you be posted in the chat. But I'm super excited to watch people learn from it because I think it'll absolutely change the game. So hopefully you guys gained some value from today's call. I really appreciate everyone who stayed on this entire time, and I'm excited to watch each and every single one of you go to Tulum. We're all gonna hang out. Whoever's going on the cenotes with me, just be ready, man. There's bats in the caves. It's absolutely crazy. And also the Fort Lauderdale trip. Okay, so I appreciate you all. Love you all. Have an amazing, amazing night. See ya.